So I'm Rob Simpson, I'm the Rural Crime Team Sergeant. Today we're going to be looking at just basically what we do as a team. So we look at wildlife crime, we look at rural crime, heritage crime, and also waste crime as well. And all those four areas are really different to sort of your normal core policing. But what they kind of do have in common is the fact that the people involved in those kinds of crimes are involved in other crime as well. And there can be quite serious sort of stuff that they're doing. Most of the people on the team are quite characters in the sense that we have to love what we're doing. We have to be invested in it because it is so unusual, and we are working in an environment that is challenging, not only because of the conditions that we work in and all weathers, but also because there is no CCTV out in these places. There are no real kind of leads that, let's say, in urban environments, people are kind of focusing on. So we have to come up with more imaginative ways of trying to be proactive to stop crime, or how we go about looking at who's possibly responsible. Tractors like these are routinely found on the farms, and they can cost way more in excess of a really expensive sports car. And one of the things we've got to really remember is that when these are stolen from a farm, the impact is absolutely huge. And they're being stolen by people who are linked to organised crime groups, and these are turning up in Far Eastern Europe and other places in the world as well. So it just shows the kind of people we're having to try and tackle to make sure that we can keep farming safe and good for the country. So Jim's been working on Operation Recall, which started off as a local campaign effectively in Cheshire, but it's turned into a national one because it's got that right messaging, that right kind of advice, that educational bit that's really helping get that key bit of thing out, which is essentially the public need to take responsibility about their dog when they're out in the countryside. So this site, like a number of churches across the northwest of England, was targeted by 3 males who were stealing from outside of it, the stone. And what's frustrating about it is it's not just a crime against the community, it's a crime against all of us, because this is our shared heritage. So it's really important that we all work together to keep an eye on these places and make sure that people aren't stealing from them, aren't damaging them, because once they're gone, they're gone. And waste crime's a bit of an unusual one because, again, it's the council's responsibility effectively for waste crime. However, we don't want to see this kind of thing happening in the countryside, so it's really important that we play our part. And again, people using vans cheaper than a skip, this is where it ends up. So we need to be educating people and saying, actually check their licenses, check their waste carrier permits and so on before we use them to clear our waste. I guess when I get asked why I love my job, I absolutely love it because I get to work in the countryside. I get to work with fantastic people who all really want to make a difference to make sure that we keep it open for everyone.